What I find with adults is we are very scared to be playful. Right? One, we don't feel very comfortable in our shoes just to be a bit silly sometimes. And two, we're worried of judgment from other people. And three, we're like, well, you know, what is the point of this? I should be working. You know, I should be productive. I should be reading another book, reading another paper, sending another email. I realize a lot of people don't actually know how to play anymore. Somehow we've lost the ability to play. I don't know when that happened. But as I dig through the research, there's actually a lot of research in journal articles that no one ever reads about how good play is for us. So in my case, for example, if we look at it from a more neuroscience perspective, when we play, the chemicals in our brain works in a way that it stimulates neural pathway circuits. This is why children play. They learn through playing. The different pairings in our brains, they're making new connections, learning things. And also it has an effect where it stimulates other hormones in our body. The happy juice serotonin, for example, that keeps us in a non-depressed state. Right? So the importance of these things when you're imagining toys, cars, dolls, teddy bears, figurines, sometimes what we're doing is subconscious or unconscious. We're projecting part of our internal worlds onto these objects. They create a safe space for us to analyze. It could be part of our fantasy. It's just our own space in our own mind. And for some people, it's even an extended part of themselves. Some of these objects they identify with, and they represent the people. Now, these are some photos of desktops that I've taken, all executives in different companies. And some of them have told me, for example, this is the head of HR Asia Pac for a shipping company. He said the only way he can think about new ideas is when he stares at his race cars. You give him a whiteboard, brainstorming sessions like, I can't do anything, I have to go to my race cars. I think sometimes we overlook the importance of these objects and that we don't even realize what we have on our desks. And 90% of these people, when I interviewed them, had to wait and say, wait, let me go to my desk and have a look, and then I'll tell you what's on my desk. It's so much of a habit that we don't actually think twice about them. And yet, they affect us in very subconscious and unconscious ways every day. And after I finished law school, I didn't actually train to become a lawyer. I joined a bank. I don't know what's worse. And I became an international manager, one of the largest banks in the world. And what that meant was every 2-3 years, they sent me to a different department in a different country, doing a different role. And the idea was a fast track to general management in the future. So I thought I had it pretty good. You know, I started in London, Paris, went to Tokyo, and lastly to Beijing. And when you're about 25, living that kind of expatriate life, you think you're invincible. You think you can do everything. And you think, oh, you know, I've had a pretty good life. And in 2010, I had my period of burnout and stress. And I sunk into really extreme, very serious clinical depression. And I describe depression as feeling as if I went down an avalanche and being stuck under snow, where it was cold, dark, can't move, can't see the way out. I was projecting different bits of my personalities onto the different bears. So they created a safe and cute and, you know, fuzzy space for me to look at, well, actually, this is the bit of Enoch I don't like. This is the Enoch who I think it is, her, but I'm not sure yet because my mother tells me I shouldn't be like this. And these are the bits where, actually, this is the person I would like to be, but is it really me? So I was doing a lot of analysis, actually, through object play. The opposite of play is not work, it's depression. A lot of us equate, if we're not working, we're playing, and if we're playing, it means we're not working. And I take a lot of inspiration from Dr. Seuss. I think he's very, very wise. And one thing he points out is we need to keep that element of fantasy because it helps with our creativity, it helps with our relaxation, but simply it just helps us maintain that playful state of mind. I actually know what I'm doing. There is a line between I don't know I'm talking to my toy versus I know I'm consciously talking to my toy for a specific reason. If you can actually do that and in front of people, it actually takes out a lot of courage, because what I was afraid of talking to my toy in front of people is they might think I'm stupid, they might think I'm crazy. It's a fear of judgment, it's a fear of rejection. They might not be my friends anymore, for example. And so we can see the link of how play can actually bring out a lot of these vulnerabilities to the surface. To summarize, psychology of play, and specifically using an object, it's both a tool and a method, but it's also an end. Can we be more playful? It helps us problem solve, helps us manage stress, helps with creativity, ideas, human connections, self-discovery and self-awareness, fun, it's always a bit of fun. And for me, at the end, I sum it up with, if we can play, we can enter into a better state of well-being, whatever that means for us. I don't think there's a standard way of playing. I don't think there's a standard well-being. But I think if we can start engaging ourselves in a playful state of mind, it helps and it goes a long, long way. Whether it's corporate culture, whether it's students, whether it's managing stress, and whether it's just for us having a bit of fun on our way to work.